Hello, my name is Brian Kraft, Public Works Director, City of Bowling Green. Here's a presentation about this project. It's a partnership between the City of Bowling Green, Pugmire Design Group, Ohio Department of Transportation, and Bowling Green State University. This slide shows the limits of the project area. It's East Wooster, roughly between the Stroh Center and I-75, where currently it's 2 lanes in each direction with the center median. Before I go any further, here's the way you can ask questions for this project. Follow the links below or the phone numbers to contact the City of Bowling Green with any questions you may have. Project overview. This is the third phase of work originating from the 2015 Wooster Street Corridor Study, which planned to create a safer corridor with improved pedestrian connectivity, safer vehicular access management, improved decorative lighting, and landscaping improvements. This all goes towards that front porch idea that BGSU and the City of Bowling Green had in 2015 to enhance the entry points to the City of Bowling Green. The pedestrian hybrid beacon near the Stroh Center and I-75 ramp roundabouts were the first and second phases of the 2015 concept. In this project, a new landscape median provides an enhanced gateway in the City of Bowling Green and BGSU while controlling the driveway access. A new roundabout at the intersection of Wooster Street and Campbell Hill and Alumni Drive provides the U-turns needed for these access changes. This is a 2015 concept drawing of the corridor showing the center median from the I-75 to Campbell Hill and a little bit further west of Campbell Hill towards the hybrid beacon. It shows the median in grass with trees. We're going to have trees and cobblestone pavers for this project. This will limit the access points of the businesses on the south, but the U-turn will be allowed at the roundabout at Campbell Hill to facilitate safer traffic flow of this corridor. Here you can see the concept drawings in more detail. The one on the right is particularly the intersection at Campbell Hill, Alumni Drive, and Wooster, showing the proposed roundabout. Here's a closer look at the roundabout at East Wooster and Alumni Drive, Campbell Hill. As you can see, it's a 2-lane roundabout, and you also can see the median heading up towards the overpass. Here's an even closer look at the roundabout. As you can see, it is a 2-lane roundabout with 1 lane for the cross streets. This roundabout will allow easy U-turns, which will replace the left turns, which allowed for the T-bone collisions in this corridor. Pedestrian access is on all sides of the roundabout, where currently it is only on 2 sides. The speeds of the roundabout operate between 15 and 20 miles an hour, much like the overpass roundabouts we have today. The aesthetic improvements include stone pavers, decorative lighting, and landscaping. Here's the median overview. The aesthetic improvements include cobblestone pavers, decorative lighting, tree plantings, and landscaping, much of it which complements what we already have done up on the overpass. The new median between Campbell Hill and I-75 eliminates left turns across the through traffic, which really caused the T-bone collisions we've seen in the past. Allowing U-turns at the new roundabout will eliminate the T-bone collisions. Now I'm going to introduce Brad Holman, City Engineer, who will continue the slides.
Thanks, Brian. I'm going to go over the project impacts that you'll notice. First off, you'll notice there'll be some access changes, not only during construction of the roundabout, but also after the roundabout has been put into service. And I'll go over those in more detail a little bit later on. There will be a need for some temporary and permanent right-of-way at all 4 corners of the intersection, but the majority of it will come on the north side of the intersection or the BGSU side. There are some minimal environmental impacts for this project. We will add some bioretention cells or rain gardens in the area to help for the treatment of storm water runoff. And regarding maintenance of traffic during this project, I'll get into that in more detail a little bit later on as well. But Wooster Street will remain open with one lane of traffic in each direction for the duration of the project, but there might be some possible night closures for the final pavement restoration on the project. The project can be divided into 3 phases, and for phase 1, Alumni Drive, it will be closed for 60 days. When we go to phase 2, Alumni Drive and Campbell Hill Road will both be closed for 30 days. And then phase 3, the roundabout's actually completed, but the median island construction will take place, and also the pavement restoration from the new roundabout at Campbell Hill to the existing roundabout at I-75 will take place. This illustration shows what phase 1 will look like. Traffic will be shifted to the south half of Wooster Street, maintaining one lane of traffic in each direction while work takes place on the north half of the road. Campbell Hill Road will remain open. In that area where the traffic will be shown in blue, a temporary traffic signal will be installed in the south half of the intersection to help keep traffic moving on both Wooster and Campbell Hill Road. Work will take place on the north half of the intersection, that's shown in orange. Alumni Drive will be closed during this time, as well as the sidewalks and the multi-use path. And about 2/3 of the roundabout will be constructed during the phase 1. And pedestrians will have to be shifted to the south side of Wooster to avoid the construction zone. This is an illustration of phase 2. Basically, the work will be flipped to the south half of the intersection. Traffic will be shifted to the north half of Wooster, still maintaining one lane of traffic in each direction, and actually utilize a portion of the newly constructed roundabout. In the south half of the intersection where the construction zone is, it's shown in orange. Campbell Hill Road will be closed, and sidewalks and driveways in this area will also be closed as well. So pedestrians will have to use the north side of Wooster to avoid the construction zone. And Alumni Drive will also be closed during phase 2. When we enter phase 3 of the project, Alumni Drive and Campbell Hill Road will be opened up, and one lane of the roundabout will be put into service. Traffic on Wooster Street will shift to the outside lanes while work begins on the center median island on the inside lanes of Wooster. When the center median island is installed with the decorative lighting and trees, once that work is finished, it'll essentially convert the driveways in this corridor to right in and right out, and you'll have to use the roundabouts on each end of this corridor to get where you need to go. This will help to prevent the dangerous left-hand turns that Brian was referring to earlier. Next, I'll turn it over to Jeff Yoder with Pogemeyer Design Group, and he's going to go over some of the project schedule.
Thanks, Brad. We're currently under detailed design for this project, and we will be for the next couple years. There's several reviews that we go through with the City of Bowling Green and ODOT. The environmental document for the project is scheduled for approval in July of 2021. Once that document is approved, we can proceed with the right-of-way acquisition. Right-of-way acquisition can take some time, but we have that kind of wrapping up in the spring, summer of 2022, which sets us up to bid the project in early 2023, and with construction then occurring mostly between Memorial Day and Labor Day of 2023. With that, I will send it back to Brad. Thank you.
Just wanted to say thank you, and if you have any questions or comments that come up, they can be sent to my attention. The address is listed there. The comments can be mailed to me. My email is bholman@bgohio.org. My office phone is there. Text can be sent as well. And wanted to also say that ODOT does have a website that they'll keep updated for this project, and we will have a link on the city's web page as well that will link to this ODOT site, so you can keep up to date on this project. Thanks again.